coming 1 or 2 years, we may have to have the effects of economic damage that has already happened due to this crisis. All sectors have suffered. Only thing is agriculture, it depends on nature. In the northern India particularly now, the harvest has taken place, procurement is going on. We are on very positive side there. So we are really, the next year's food is no problem. This is one good thing that God has been kind to us, and our farmers also have done wonderfully well there. But other sectors of economy, manufacturing sector, trade, services, everything, every sector is affected. No doubt this such a challenge is there. It's a global challenge. There is one thing is grumbling over it, or unnecessarily, no, economy has gone down, and these things, how we are going to do it. When this is a whole humanity is facing, it is for all of us to say, yes, we will take it, holding it from its horn. We have to face it and try to be successful. And I am hopeful, because India's resilience is such. In the past also we can see, in 2008 there was a global recession. All countries, major countries, developed and developing countries, they all faced. But India, because of its intrinsic inherent resilience, it stood. There was Y2K. Then the whole world was thinking what will happen. India very easily it passed. And every time it has happened. So no doubt there was a shortage of food sometime. There was some other challenges also in the past, in recent last 15-20 years. But there were shortage of rains. Even then, India has come out of these challenges and without much damage. Of course, this time the damage is much more, because the country has been shut down for more than 2 months and all economic activities, transport, everything stopped. So no doubt this is going to affect us. But how? Government has come up. Now recently the Prime Minister's announcement of the 20 lakh crore rupees package, all the previous one and the Reserve Bank things etc. put together, it is. Now I think this is going to be tremendous stimulus to various sectors, farming sector, MSME, then other sectors like manufacturing sector. And see, now I can say in April and May, agriculture itself, now they have food grains of this 10,54,000 million ton food grains, it's there. And in the month of May, 9,793.8 million ton pulses have been distributed. And more than 50% of the population are the beneficiaries in the month of April. 71 crore 34 lakh people. They are the beneficiaries. It is more than 50% of this India's population. That shows our warehouses have been full. Even coming year also on the food front, there is not going to be. Only thing is distribution and other things we will have to take care of that. Now coming to other areas, the farming sector, public health, migrant labours issue is there, then MSME, Narega they have expanded, not only for the regular Narega thing, there is a construction etc. Now they will be expanding into other areas. That is what in the recent package Prime Minister and Finance Minister they have promised. So the stimulus that has been given in 5 stages on 5 days by the Finance Minister after the Prime Minister's announcement, that has given a tremendous hope among the manufacturing sector, MSMEs, everybody. The first week of May, before this announcement, there was really a period when the industrialists were feeling what is going to happen. So they were all feeling there was a serious crestfallen situation. Suddenly the announcement by the government, it has revoked their hopes, it has increased their activity, and already many industries have started. Now other things is also there. Because of whatever the reason, now 100 or more firms and companies, they are moving outside China. And most of them have found India as the right destination. Uttar Pradesh itself is attracting nearly 80 to 100 companies. So the Uttar Pradesh cabinet minister, he had an online meeting with 74 members with EBGF and also ambassadors of Italy, Belgium, Denmark, Latvia. Through video conference he had the meeting, and now the Jewar International Airport is fast coming up in Uttar Pradesh. So Uttar Pradesh already Noida and Ghaziabad are industrial belts. Now they are going to have Bundelkhand is another industrial belt. That's what the government is thinking. What I want to say is, the generally backward states like Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, if they can attract industries and they can provide infrastructure like the good roads, uninterrupted electricity, etc., which they demand, and it is the right thing so. And governments have also assured them, promised them to provide these things. So that's why I think UP has planned to provide job for nearly 10 lakh migrant laborers. That is what they have planned. And the database is created for the migrant laborers. There is Pravasi Rahat Mitra app. The migrant laborers who are coming with 29 points of questionnaire has been prepared. And 90% of the migrant laborers, this database is created, so that what is the skill they have, what skill they can be provided with, how many months in a year they want job. So these things we are taking. So when this government gets the database, and these companies are also moving to various states in India, so naturally there is going to be manufacturing hubs in various areas. So this is a blessing in disguise in a way for Indian economy. But however, this Make in India is too, maybe. I don't know how the government views it, because I am not in the government. However, the best thing is that Indian human resource is one thing that they depend upon. They believe that. Only thing is the governmental machinery and providing infrastructure, that is the crucial thing. If that can be done, that ease of doing business which we hear, the state governments and the union government together, they can provide it. I think economy will have boom in next couple of years.